coffee time, and thank you for joining me for this week's video. Decided to have a change of venue, back off the coast, and spring woodland is the topic matter of this week's video. So decided to, as it's sort of peak time for the bluebells, decided to have a look at those. I've been using, you may have noticed probably in the videos for intros and between scenes, I've been using a gimbal more often. When I very first started, I used the Ken Burns approach, which was to take some stills and sort of have them sort of moving in and out left and right. But I've sort of decided to invest in a gimbal. So this is the RS Mini, Ronin Mini, and I thought I'd really give it a go for the bluebells. So it was up to our local woods. Didn't take anything else, just took the gimbal and the camera. Denise took some photographs. Yeah, and gave a really good go. It takes a little bit of practice, but I'm really quite pleased. So in addition to that, back to looking to try and find the roe deer. The difficulty with that is with May is, as you can see, things are starting to really spring into life, and the crops are starting to get quite tall. We've had a lot of rain, and therefore everything is really quite boggy. I had a quick look into the woods, and they must be Xed in a slightly different way, because I was ankle deep walking through. So I tried a few places to try and figure out where they were coming out from, but it was so difficult. Well, I could just about catch a couple just to see the fact that the coats are changing. So I'm going to keep persevering with that, knowing the fact that, like I say, as stuff gets a little bit taller, the cereal crops get a bit taller, it's going to be so much more difficult. Considering I filmed from this very same angle 3 weeks ago, and you could easily see the deer, it just goes to show how quickly the crop grows in this early stages of the year. I think this is probably a more viable option. The farmers left some grass between the woods and the crop, so you can catch them transitioning between the two. Now I'm pretty certain this is the elder doe, and I love the way in which you can see the transition between the winter grey and the summer brown. From this view you can just see, I think she's pregnant. So today I've come to Greywell Moors. Been here a couple of times before, not this time of year though. It's a fen, which is quite unusual for this part of the world. Really quite rich in flowers, that's what it's well known for. There's quite some rare flowers here. But I've had a quick walk round, heard sedge warbler, reed warbler, cuckoo off in the distance, which I'm well pleased with. I had a quick look for it, but it was just quite a way off, quite deceptive. So I'm going to spend the morning here, see what I can discover. I think it's a lovely venue to walk around the river, which is a fly fishing river. Just looks really immense. Tomorrow, Denise is off visiting family, so leaves the day free for me, but I'll probably do a bit of housework and see what the weather brings and pop out and do some more tomorrow, maybe up onto the skylarks. I need to keep adding to that footage. But yeah, let's see what comes. When myself and Denise were on the dawn chorus walk, the guide there, Fraser, was trying to school us on the difference between the garden warbler and the blackcap, which we see here. Been really unlucky with the weather, in the sense that it's the sky's been really horrid grey. Ideal because you're not getting too much shadow, but when you're looking up here, then it's a bit of a challenge. I must admit, the Chiffcaff here, there's certainly no mistaking his call. I was really pleased to see this reed warbler dashing in and out of the reeds. I must admit, I was really drawn to this river. It was just such a lovely little chalk stream. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a like and subscribe, and yeah, I hope you join me on next week's adventure.